Corwin, and welcome to the Mile High Horseman Show. I got my co-host with me,
Turbo Days.
and we are back from a 1 week break. First off, let me say, guys, I'm sorry about missing last week's show. I had a ton of homework. As you guys know, I'm in college now, so I had to do like 5 homework assignments for math and write an essay. So, yeah, guys, I got all that done now, and I got a free day today. So, yeah, we're going to do the show tonight. What are we going to talk about tonight, Jared?
We're going to be talking about Terrell Davis coming to the sports clinic with Chad Greenway, who plays for the Minnesota Vikings. My take on my experience getting to see Terrell Davis for like the first time. We're going to be talking about Von Miller's ACL issue, how he's getting back to top form, as well as the Florida Gators. They win the national championship for softball, and the Spurs and the Heat in the NBA Finals, and the LA Kings and New York Rangers for the NHL Finals. And we're going to be talking about the United States' chances in the World Cup as well, including your Mile High Horseman fact of the episode. And that's what we're going to be that's what's scheduled for this episode.
So let's first talk about your experience over there in Sioux Falls with the sports clinic with Terrell Davis. How did everything go? What was it like seeing Terrell Davis in person?
Okay, I'm going to be frank with you. He is in tip-top shape. He looks like Shannon Sharp, how ripped he is. I was very impressed with his. He should be playing for the Broncos today. His legs were like lots of veins in his legs. He had pretty skinny legs. I was pretty. I thought he'd be more bulky, but that's the cancel. That's a freaking clock going off.
Shit.
My mom has a stupid clock that's like. My mom has this clock that comes up every single top of the hour.
Man.
Let me see if I can shut it off. Give me a moment. It won't be long. It's only like a minute.
Okay.
We'll redo that one, okay?
Yeah.
So hold on. Let's see if I can. What the frick? Can the thing shut off? Oh damn, I don't want this thing has battery. Gosh, that's the most annoying thing ever. Jeez. I don't know, it was fun to have at first, but it sucks now. It's one of the most annoying. It's like
a
okay.
goddamn ice cream truck.
That's what it is. It's an ice cream truck pretty much. And then it does this one little thing at the end. You'll hear it right now. It does this like my mom's like, oh, it's so cool, and I'm like, okay, it's all right, but like now it's kind of like every single hour. I'm glad I'm glad I'm in the basement because I'd have to hear that every single hour.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm underneath it. I'm on the basement and frickin'. It's up top here in the kitchen. So, yeah, okay. All right, let's redo that. Now the frickin' dog's flipping out. It's so stupid. I wish this dog... Here, hold on. I'm going to frickin'... It scrapes all the time. I'm going to put a dog kennel in front of this window. Oh, actually, I'm going to put him in the bedroom so he gets locked in and he can't go out. No! Let's go. Come on. Who is it? Who is it? Now you're gonna stay in, you little crap. Oh, see you later. Bye. Okay. Anyways. All right. I got my headphones on, so it's way better. All right. Okay.
Oh, man.
get that on recording. Okay. All right. So let's redo this. Okay.
All right. All right. All right. Shut up. It's not that funny. Shut up. All right. So first, tell us about okay, I fucked up. All right, let me try it again. All right, Jerry, tell us about the kids clinic in Sioux Falls. Okay, let me try that again. Fuck. Okay, I can't do this right now. Okay, come on. Get into it. Come on, let's go. And tell us about Terrell Davis in Sioux Falls. You went to go see him. What's it like seeing him in person?
Well, it was a sports clinic for kids. I had a really good time seeing him. He's in tip-top shape. I thought he looked like he could play for the Broncos for another 5 years. I mean, he was in Shannon Sharp shape, a team, or just back like, he does a lot of exercising and sit-ups. I'm sure he does. He's at the gym every day, I'm assuming. He was looking really good. So, and he was talking. He did a lot of interviews. There wasn't a chance really to get an autograph from him because, first of all, he was carted into the field with a golf cart or whatever, and then he was right to doing interviews. He did one for KSFY and Kelland News, which is our local TV news stations, and then he went to sports radio. So there was this one guy that was trying to like get an autograph. He got his little girl to hold onto the helmet to walk she was like telling her to like, hey, go up to him now and try to get an autograph, and then he was like, no, 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 come back here, I don't want to get in the way of his interviews or whatever. He was trying to get this little girl that's like 2-3 years old or something and he was weaseling his way trying to get his autograph with his kids, using his kids. So it was
like a certain somebody we know, but
yeah, it was a Georgia Bulldogs helmet, and he wanted to get it signed because he played for the Georgia Bulldogs in college. And then I kind of wanted to get my Terrell Davis jersey signed or my Broncos hat, but I respected it. I'm a guy that doesn't. I'm not going to get in the way of celebrities and sports athletes. If they don't come near me, I'm not gonna. I'll try to come towards them, but I'm not gonna like look like a fool doing it like some people do.
Right, you're not
and
gonna
get in
force
their
the
way.
issue.
Yeah, and get in their way. So there was a time when I seen Vince Neil of Motley Crue when I was in Las Vegas, and he went right past me, and I kind of didn't want to even get a signature because I didn't want to cause a scene or that sort of thing. Because I think they get sick of that after a while. But back to the clinic, it was really fun. My cousin's kid, Tegan, he was able to do a lot of different kinds of drills. It was free, so it was open to all the children that was in our area. And I got to go on the field at Augustana College. I was literally like less than 10 yards from Terrell Davis. I was so close to him, it wasn't even funny. They got me. I was able to get on the field, which I was surprised, or I was right on the sideline of the field. And it was a fun experience. The kids were like throwing the football. They were getting into position for like tackling. They were hitting like dummies and like trying to learn blocking. And they were kicking the ball for like field goal kicks. And they were racing each other, running on a little obstacle course with cones. And the kid I took, he was pretty winded out. He was pretty tired after it all. I told him, why didn't you wear shorts? He wore jeans when he went to the clinic, and it was almost it wasn't that hot, thankfully, but he would have been really tired if it was much more hotter out there. There was a big thing with the kids in the water. Like they were saying, oh, here, get hydrated with the water, and these kids were just running towards the water, and then they have this contraption where you pump the water and it goes out into goes into their mouths or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And they were playing around with that and like shooting water at each other, and it was pretty funny. And the coaches were getting kind of pissed off at them, and some of them were hanging on. They got this at this field. They got this wall that you can hang on to, and like these kids were like climbing this wall, and the coaches were like, "Get off the wall!" And they were kind of like babysitters at some point during the event. But and then this one little kid, he was talking smack to me, like I mentioned. He said, "Why are you wearing that Broncos jersey?" Or "Why are you wearing that jersey?" Pretty much indicating he said I was on the wrong team or something like that. And I told him like, who do you think you are? Like, there's kids right next to you that have Bronco T-shirts. Why don't you go talk to them? I don't know why you're trying to odd me out. Like I'm the only one with a Broncos jersey, because there was plenty of people out there with Broncos jerseys, parents and children. So it was like stupid. I'm like, and I'm gonna get on a rant here about the Minnesota Vikings. well, what has your team done? Like, since Brett Favre was your quarterback, and you guys missed out on the Super Bowl with a field goal kick against the New Orleans Saints. What I like about the Minnesota Vikings is that I get a kick out of their team. I get entertained from their team because they get all their hopes high, like they're going to actually do something in the playoffs if they even make the playoffs, and then they lose, and then they get sent back to reality. And like I bet my cousin a few years ago that they made the playoffs, winning their final game of the regular season, and they beat the Packers or whatever. And Adrian Peterson, what was hilarious about that was there was only like a minute left, and he had to decide if he wanted to get a first down or if he wanted to break the single season rushing record. So he couldn't run anymore. They had to pass it to win the game, and they decided to win the game, and they advanced to the next game. But I bet my cousin a 6-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade that they would lose against the Packers. And Joe Webb, who took over for Christian Ponder because Christian Ponder wasn't feeling good before the game during warm-ups. And Joe Webb was horrible during that game against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and they got obliterated. And it was an easy, $5 in my pocket. So, so and my cousin, he's a big Vikings fan. We have the most season ticket holders for the Minnesota Vikings besides Minneapolis. So we have a lot of Vikings fans where I live. I'm only 8 miles away from the border, so. But they can't say nothing. It's hilarious. Like I watch some of the Vikings games, and some games they'll kind of surprise me that they beat like the Seahawks or whoever, and then they'll get pounded on. And you can't, like you said, you can't have a team just having a running back. You got to have some wide receivers. They don't really have much for wide receivers, and they've had that quarterback issue for the past few years since Favre left. So, and I think Teddy Bridgewater could be an answer for them since they drafted a quarterback this year, which was an absolute must, in my opinion, for them in the draft. So, but yeah, there was one time when they were in the NFC Championship game back-to-back years, back in like 1998 and 1999 or whatever. They got pounded by the New York Giants 40-0 or something like that, and they've been a joke. When you finally win a Super Bowl, Minnesota Vikings, I'll take you seriously. But it hasn't happened. You guys lost to the Raiders back in like the 70s, and you guys should have made the Super Bowl, back in 1998 when they should have played the Broncos in the Super Bowl, but they never did. And I thought that was their greatest team when they went 15-1 with Randy Moss and Randall Cunningham. So, but back to the game, I got a sports clip that I'm going to be sharing with you guys of the event. So just, it's an interview with Terrell Davis, so just give me a moment to play this.
After the charity golf event, the free clinics began all across Sioux Falls. Aggie football players, along with Chad Greenway and Terrell Davis, met at Kirkby Over Stadium to run the kids through a few drills on the gridiron. Here's why the two-time Super Bowl champion known as TD decided to help out.
Someone helped you get to where you are. And I think we all grew up with that in mind, and so we tend to give back a lot. Our time, I think, is most important. We can all get money back, which is good, but I think time is more important. And we've always felt that, at least myself, but I always felt that when I got into a position where I could get
you might want to try that again, because this one, it's a little too low.
Okay, yeah, I'll jack it up. That's no problem.
You might want to move the computer a little bit closer.
Oh, I'm jacking up the volume. You don't have to worry about that.
All right, cool.
Tell me if this works.
Greenway has supported the Legends event every
That's
year.
great.
Continues to return to his home state.
Okay, I'll head back here.
The Legends for Kids event caught up with a few of the celebrities headlining this year's clinics to get their thoughts on giving back.
Okay, so here we go.
After the charity golf event, the free clinics began all across Sioux Falls. Aggie football players, along with Chad Greenway and Terrell Davis, met at Kirkby Over Stadium to run the kids through a few drills on the gridiron. Here's why the two-time Super Bowl champion known as TD decided to help out.
Someone helped you get to where you are. And I think we all grew up with that in mind, and so we tend to give back a lot. Our time, I think, is most important. We can all get money back, which is good, but I think time is more important. And we've always felt that, at least myself, and I always felt that when I got into a position where I can give back, I would, and that's what I continue to do.
Vikings All-Pro linebacker Chad Greenway has supported the Legends event every year. He continues to return to his home state in hopes of showing kids they too can work towards their dreams.
Obviously, it's cool to see all the kids, wearing jerseys or getting excited about getting a chance to meet you. And a lot of them finally realized that I grew up, just an hour from here, in Mount Vernon. So that's, I think, to me, that's really the coolest part, to come back and tell these kids that, they can really kind of become or do anything they want to do, no matter where they come from. That's really the message that they should hear.
Dave, when
Okay, so the previous players that have gone to this camp have been like Demarius Thomas, Clinton Portis, Champ Bailey. There's some others too, but it was a great event. I had a really good time with it. I would love to do it again, depending on who's at the camp. Terrell Davis, he was answered some questions, and it was pretty funny. Some of them were. He said that Ed McCaffrey was like the guy that was the hardest worker on the offense besides John Elway. During the 1998 season, and he said Rod Smith was like number 2 on the list. What else did they say? It was funny because like one of the kids asked Chad Greenway if he could choose a team to be a part of. He said he would do the 49ers because he was a fan of the 49ers a long time ago. But it was funny because everyone was cheering for like the Broncos. That's where he wanted to join, and it was funny because he said that the Christian Ponder, he said Christian Ponder was just not he didn't play his best, or it was a team effort, that lost him so many games. So it was a good time. I had a really fun time. They gave me like a picture with Terrell Davis's autograph on it. It wasn't like he signed the thing, but it was just a printout kind of thing,
Right.
that was good enough for me. I don't mind that. At least I know what his autograph looks like.
Oh yeah, I mean that's still cool to have that. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. So, and I had a really good time, and that's about it for that event. So, what should we talk about next, Adrian? That was a big subject.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Von Miller's ACL tear from last year.
Yep, that was against the Houston Texans. It seemed like it wasn't that big of a deal, but then it ended up being a big deal. Not having Von Miller. He had his worst season last year. It was you can't write up more of a worse season that he had. With being suspended for 6 games and then playing only a few, and then having that ACL injury the next next few weeks later. Against the Texans. So. I think I'm sure he's going to rebuild from last year. He's trying to be like Adrian Peterson when he had his ACL injury, to be even better than he was the year before. That only happens so often. And most of the time he didn't want this to happen, but it's like most of the time it could change your whole ability, to run around. So what's your take on that?
I mean, honestly, an ACL injury is a very serious injury. Obviously, it will definitely end your season, that's for sure. But it could also end your career. I mean, that's what happened to Terrell Davis. We were just talking about him, and he had an ACL MCL tear, and it ended his career eventually. I mean, he only played a handful of games after that injury. But as soon as I saw the way he was in pain, and I saw the way his knee twisted, I knew right away it was an ACL tear. I mean, I've seen it a million times. I've been watching sports for a long, long time, and I've seen that injury several times, and I knew that was an ACL. So I was like, oh man. And then you have to have the surgery, and then you have to have a rehab, and like you said, sometimes they'll get back into gear and play even better than ever, or they'll never be the same again, like Terrell Davis. So it all really depends on the person. It all depends on everybody's body's different, and it all depends on what how the rehab goes. But as for Von Miller, like you said, I'm gonna steal a line from you. Is like you said, there could not have been a worse year for Von Miller last year. like you said, the suspension and then getting hurt, and it's like, it was a really bad year for him. He didn't really do that much on defense. He didn't have as many sacks as he had in 2012. But I look forward to seeing Von Miller back. I definitely look forward to seeing his recovery go along a good ways, and most likely, we'll most likely see him in the regular season. I don't think he's going to have to spend any more time off. But, yeah, man, just like I said, just get yourself into gear. No stupid shit this year. No stupid shit this year, and, keep yourself clean and continue on that rehab. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I expect him to be on the rebound this year, back to, like, the Vaughn we probably know. I can't expect him to have another year like he had last year with his incidents and all that. But so I think he's going to be on the up and up and try to redeem himself for last year's hijinks and stuff like that. I think he had like 36 sacks his first 3 or 4 years with the Broncos. So he would have had much more if he would have got out of trouble and this injury of his. But I'm looking forward to next year with him. Hopefully I want him to play 16 full regular season games. That's his goal right now. It's just miss a game, So that's not that hard, but injuries happen here and there, so who knows. The next topic we're going to talk about, it's just going to be me talking about this mainly, is the Florida Gators. They won the national championship. Hannah Rogers, she's a pitcher for the Florida Gators. She had an ERA of like 0.64. She was just she was really nasty. Like she's pretty cute actually too. But she's a senior for the Florida Gators, and I was watching the game. It was their first national championship. They were in the national championship like for the past 2 or 3 years, and they missed out on it. But they played against Alabama, and I watched the game. It was its best 2 out of 3 games, and they ended up winning the national championship. So when it comes to the Florida Gators, I root for them for any college sports. Besides, I like the Huskers for football, but that's about it. I love the Florida Gators for basketball. That's how I became a fan of the Florida Gators. Was Mike Miller was a player for them. He's from Mitchell, South Dakota, which is close to me, and he decided to go to the Florida Gators back in '97 or '98, and they made it to the Final Four in 2000. And they made it to the national championship where they lost to Michigan State. So I like to root for the Florida Gators, and you guys might be hearing more Florida Gator news on the show. We're going to be talking about college football in the future, I'm assuming, right, Adrian?
Yeah, I'll probably talk about some college football. Mostly I watch a Division II team here that's in my backyard here in Pueblo, the CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves. But I'll give you guys some updates on that. But I'm pretty sure nobody here cares.
Well, I personally don't mind hearing what's going on with those Division II teams, because they're actually kind of fun to watch or to listen to, and like we have the Augustana Vikings where I live, and I actually probably will be going to some games of theirs this fall because the tickets are only like $12. So
yeah,
how you can go to one Husker game for $80, or you can go to like 7 Augustana football games for
the same price.
Yeah, 7 of them for the same price. So. All right, and we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. It looks like the San Antonio Spurs are 3-1 against the Heat right now. I might be mistaken currently. So they only have one more game to clinch the NBA title. What's your take on this?
Oh, my God, I hope the Spurs beat the fucking Heat. I can't stand the fucking Heat. Their fans are so fucking retarded. I can't stand LeBron James. Fuck that faggot, dude.
I was watching a clip from last year, and supposedly it was against the Spurs, and the Miami Heat fans walked out on the game, and the game was still going on, and what happened was like the Miami Heat got like a 3-pointer and all this other stuff, and then the fans were trying to get back into the stadium that they just walked out on. And so they were knocking and trying to get into the stadium, and they weren't letting them back in. There's no re-entry during for their event. So So what's hilarious is like the news station, they interviewed like Miami Heat fans, and some of them knew the outcome, and some of them didn't know the outcome. Some of them said that they're good. Oh well, they did their best. Sorry, they lost. And then the other ones that were the real fans of them, or whatever you want to call them, they were like, "Woo! We won this game, and we're looking forward to winning this series." And so it's funny how like they walked out on their team in like the NBA playoffs, and NBA finals last year. To me, the NBA is mainly now it's Miami Heat versus the world, pretty much, like, or all the other 31 teams.
Yep.
And you're either a Miami Heat fan now or you're not. It's that simple. Because and what's hilarious about it was they were not Miami Heat fans when Alonzo Mourning or Tim Hardaway was on the team, or Eddie Jones. It's bandwagoner, mentality. I just
Oh, yeah.
just because LeBron James went there, if he goes to another team, which there is a possibility of that, like I think the Lakers, there was rumors that the Lakers are trying to get LeBron James to come. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it could happen. He could go to a different team. His contract will go up eventually, and I just I think a lot of their fan base will go with them. So.
Let me say this, man. If LeBron James goes to the Lakers, dude, see you later, Kobe, man. Bye, Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe's not going to be around that much longer either. I could see him replacing Kobe after he retires, whenever that may be. Kobe needs. I don't want to say Kobe needs to hang it up, but he's been around way too long, and he's the only guy that does anything on their team. And when he's injured, like, their team can't run. Their team can't survive. They had their worst losing season this year, and which is fine with me. I actually don't. I like the Lakers back when Magic Johnson was with them and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Not now. I actually liked the combo with Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant back in 2000. But now it's just after Shaq left, I really could care less about the Lakers, really, because I love Shaquille O'Neal. I was a fan of his back when he was playing with the Orlando Magic with Penny Hardaway, and so when he left, and he went to Boston. Shaquille O'Neal, I've never been really a Lakers fan, but I preferred them when they were together, Kobe and Shaq. So. But the NBA Finals, I hope the Spurs end up taking down the Heat as well. Spurs, they play as a team. Manu Ginobili and Tim Duncan, they're freaking legends. I thought it was right when I loved David Robinson back in the 90s, and Tim Duncan played with David Robinson the last few years of his career of David Robinson's, and he doesn't gloat or anything. He kind of plays like Larry Bird. He doesn't like celebrate too much. He just keeps his, just wins and doesn't gloat about it or anything. Yeah. He doesn't make a big scene or anything, and that's what I like about the Spurs. And it sucked that they lost Game 7 last year, but I'm not a big fan of the NBA anymore. Like I've said plenty of times. I just don't like the players as much anymore. I like Tim Duncan, don't get me wrong. I like Tim Duncan and those guys, but it's just something about the players nowadays I'm not so hot for. I don't know if it's them and their mentality or how they act, but I think there was some real cool characters back in the 90s, like Charles Barkley and Muggsy Bogues and of course Michael Jordan and John Stockton, Karl Malone, and like I said, Shaq and Penny Hardaway and stuff. And I've just lost it. I prefer college basketball to the NBA now. So, all right. Well, we're gonna go into the World Cup. The United States' chances. What's your take on the United States' chances right now?
Oh boy, I mean they're in Group G. They got a really tough schedule.
They have Germany, they have Ghana, and then they have Portugal, which has Cristiano Ronaldo, who's considered one of the, if not the best player in the world. My opinion, if they don't have Ronaldo, the United States can win it. But if they have Ronaldo, unfortunately, he gets like a goal or so a game. and it's hard to keep up with him or whatever. So
you can't slow him down, and he's like I said, the United States' chances in this World Cup, man. I'll tell you what. I mean, there's a possibility they could possibly win, maybe move on to the next round. But as for actually winning the World Cup, I just don't see it. It sucks too because, yeah, it is what it is.
I personally think they have less than a 1 percentage point to win the World Cup. There's too many good teams. There's, oh gosh, what is there? There's who ended up Robin van Persie and Robin, who played for Bayern Munich for Germany. They're together. Robin van Persie played for Arsenal, who I actually love for soccer, and he went to Manchester United, and they won a League Cup with Manchester United, and he's an awesome player. So they're clumped together. They ended up beating Spain yesterday 5-1. That was actually the Netherlands I'm talking about. He had an amazing header. You can see it on SportsCenter or in the highlight reel. It's all over the internet. The Netherlands beat defending champion Spain 5-1. They're awesome. So the odds of the United States going, like, I'm hoping they even get past the group stage to advance to the top 16, because I don't see it happening. And the coach he said, be realistic. We're probably not going to win. It's probably not reachable. And it's okay to tell the truth. I don't mind that. You don't want to get everyone's hopes up and say, oh, we're going to win it all, and then you guys don't even win like one match. So I hate when people get your hopes up and with these guarantees we're going to win the Super Bowl, or it's how can I trust someone that says they guarantee a championship and then it doesn't happen? So. But that's my take on the World Cup right now. I was watching Colombia take on Greece, and Colombia looks really good. Brazil ended up winning a game a day or two ago. So far, it hasn't really, the World Cup's just started, so there isn't many matches so far. Tonight is England versus Italy. I'd like to see England do pretty well, because there's a few Arsenal players that play for England. But that's my take on the World Cup right now in Rio, Brazil. All right, and now I just want to bring up, there was a statistic that back in 2012 to 2013, the Broncos defense gave up 290 points. Last year, the Broncos defense gave up 100 more points to be 390 points against the Broncos in 2013 to 2014. I just think that, we need to lower the points. The defense needs to lower the points, definitely. And I think this year is going to be a good year for the defense. I think it's going to, I might be eating my words. We'll see. I think the Broncos will have a better defense this year, and that's not hard to say, I don't think, because we got the players now that I feel way more confident with. So what's your take on that?
Well, honestly, just listening to that statistic, 100 point more than the year before that's pitiful. That's unacceptable. You can't, like I said, our biggest problem last year was the secondary giving up so many yards, and it was bad. And like I said, with some of these new signings, like you said, it's going to be definitely a little bit better this year, hopefully. But I'm not gonna make any predictions yet. But I do expect the Broncos to have a better defense this year. I do expect the Broncos to give up less points this year. But we'll have to see what happens. We have to let it play out. But that's my take on it.
Mike Adams, he went to the Colts for like a couple years with the Colts. So, what's your take on Mike Adams leaving the Broncos?
Whatever. I don't really care. It's not that big of a loss.
All right, I'm going to do the Mile High Horseman fact of the episode. Give me one moment here.
We might want to try to do that again. We might have to do that again.
Okay, that's fine. We can do it over.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's start off with the defense stats from last year.
Oh, defense. What? Oh, didn't we just talk about that?
Yeah, let's try that again, though, because it was kind of...
Oh, yeah. I had to turn on the light.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Hold on for a moment.
390 points from 290 points, I think you said.
Oh, yeah, that was just a random fact that I just wanted to bring up. That I was going to talk about one of the players that I have in my little.
Oh, okay. Well, then you could just move on to the fact of the episode then.
Yeah, we'll just do that. I know that's kind of a fact in itself. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Now it's this. Okay. All right, hold on.
Thanks.
All right, here we go. Are we ready? I can do it.
Yep. Go ahead.
And then after this, are we about done? You think?
I think so. Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Okay. All right. All right. So to end the episode, I'm going to tell you the Mile High Horseman fact of the episode. Today's Mile High Horseman fact is Rod Bernstein. His weight is 38 pounds. He's 6'3".
Uh-oh. Not good. We lost him. We lost him. Happened there?
Oh, I didn't have much battery life, and then I was trying to plug it in, and then I realized when it shut off that my plug was unplugged because we've been having thunderstorms. I don't know why I still do that, but I unplugged it and like midnight last night or something, and then I didn't have it plugged in, so then it shut it off on me. Yeah, pretty stupid. All right, so let me just do the Mile High Horseman fact of the episode, and then we'll just. Oh yeah, talk about the Rockies. We should talk about the Rockies. Yeah, you want to just bring that up and have that on your show?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk about. I'll bring it up. Okay. All right, Adrian.
Well,
Okay, what? Okay.
What the
You
hell?
want to get the facts up?
Yeah, let me. I better do that before
Yeah, I'll
I
ask.
make myself look stupid. So.
Okay.
Let's see, Colorado. I could just talk about last night's game. I could just do that.
All right. Okay. Oh yeah, you might want to know. Do you know their win-loss percentage? You could just tell us how well they're doing.
I'll do
Okay.
that.
All right. Okay. Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Dude, they won last night. It was a great game too.
Yeah, and then talk about talk about them, and then we'll go to the fact of the episode, and then we'll be done, I think.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Let me see. There it is. Okay, I'm ready.
Adrian, how are your Colorado Rockies doing?
Oh shit. Okay, hold on a second. I messed up again.
Okay.
I could do the intro on this one, I think.
Okay. Well, I might as well because I'm not going to even have any say in it. So.
Oh, that's true. Well, then, yeah, then okay, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about the Colorado Rockies and how they're doing. Adrian, how are they doing right now?
Well, guys, this is Corwin with your Rockies update. So, last night was a great game, man. I'll tell you what. Last night was Friday the 13th. You know, every baseball fan has a little superstition in them a little bit. But, you know, last night it was Friday the 13th. We were down by, we were down 4-2 in the top of the ninth inning. All hope seemed lost because, you know, against the Giants in San Francisco, the Rockies don't win very much over there, especially when they're down by 2 runs against Sergio Romo, who's a hell of a closer. So I was thinking, you know, I'm going to watch this game, but I don't know if we're going to win this game or not. But the Rockies got a good base hit from Troy Tulowitzki. But the thing that sucks about that is that he hurt his toe going to first base. The X-ray says it's negative, so which is good, but you know, I don't know. We have to see. There's more information to come later on in that.
How rare is it to have someone's toe injured going to a base?
It happens. It happens a lot. I mean, honestly, if you just step on the bag wrong, or if you spike your toe or something like that going in, it can happen. I mean, like I said, it's baseball. It happens. You know, there's always going to be an injury. And Troy Tulowitzki's always, you know, as we all Rockies fans know, he's had problems with injuries before in the past. You know, but moving on from that. But we got the God damn it! Troy Tulowitzki started the rally with the base hit. He had to leave the game. Then the Rockies eventually ended up getting 5 runs in the inning. I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, my God, this is crazy. And then the Rockies ended up winning. The Troy Hawkins ended up getting the save. It was a great game. Right now the Rockies are 32-35, about 3 games under 500. But, you know, I mean, the Rockies beat the shit out of the Braves on Sunday. No,
Wow.
was it Sunday? It was Thursday. The Rockies beat the shit out of the. No, what was it? It was Wednesday, I think. Okay, let me try that again. I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday. It was Wednesday. Okay, it was Wednesday. The Rockies beat the shit out of the Braves on Wednesday. They beat them on Tuesday. The Tuesday before that, and now the Rockies got this good win against the Giants on the road in San Francisco in a rally format. That's like I think that's what the Rockies have really been lacking this past few weeks. I mean, as a matter of fact, they were on a losing streak for a while. Yep. I hate to say it, but we all know that you know the Rockies have always had problems in June. We call it around here. We call it the June Sloon. Every single June, there's always a problem with the Rockies, either injuries, losing streaks, ERAs are going way up. Too many runs given up by our pitchers. June's not always been a kind month for the Rockies, but now that we've got this going right here, we got this little flurry going. It's something that can definitely kickstart the Rockies and get them back into gear, and hopefully that like I said, you beat the number one team in baseball last night in a rally, which nobody thought you were going to win. Completely stunned the Giants fans. They started moving towards the exits after we were up 7-4 in the bottom of the ninth. They left. I mean, that's why I can't stand Giants fans. Like I said, they sell out every single week. That's what they always want to fucking bring up every single day. We have a sellout streak of 238 games. Well, let me do the math on that. Doesn't that mean like around the time you guys won the World Series in 2010?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You guys are bandwagoners. And then you were down by 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth, and you just gave up. They gave up.
They were the only supporters for Barry Bonds when he was frickin' back in 2004, 2003 when he was hitting the 70+ home runs or whatever. I couldn't stand. Yeah, they're like the whole nation was against Barry Bonds, but the San Francisco Giant fans were like the only ones that had his back or whatever. So.
And you know what? That's another thing that pisses me off about Giants fans. They always kiss Barry Bonds' ass, even though we know he fucking cheated. We know he took fucking steroids. But Giants fans want to make excuses like, oh, he didn't know what he was taking. Everybody was doing it. Why is it cheating if he does it? Everybody else was doing it. I know everybody else was doing it, and that's why it was a steroid era, and that's why everybody was getting busted for it.
I heard that
if everybody else was doing it. He fucking did it too.
I heard that Barry Bonds was trying to get his head into like coaching or something. He's like a batting coach or something for the Giants right now, or he's trying to get his little head into the organization to help out their team or whatever.
Oh, that'd be perfect, dude. That'd be perfect. You know why? Because if he's the batting coach, there's a little like hole in the bottom of the bat. You pop that part out right there, and you take the steroids, you pop them in your mouth, and then that's it. They won't know about it. That's great. That's a great idea.
All right. Well, we're going to have the Mile High Horseman fact of the episode. Let me tell you. Oh, here, actually, let's cancel that. I want to bring up one game I went to recently for the Sioux Falls Canaries. They're like not even. I don't know the divisions when it comes to baseball. Like, there's AAA, AA, A. This team is like the bottom, pretty much the bottom when it comes to baseball. Well, I've seen probably the worst injury I've seen for a baseball player in person.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he was on left field. He was going for a foul ball, which is not a good sign, but he was going after the ball, and he like tripped on this pitcher's mound that's like for the bullpen that they have there. Uh-huh. He hit it really hard. He dove for this foul ball or whatever, and he either hit the wall / hit the ground at the same time, and this wall is like brick or whatever, and afterwards he was just screaming like crazy, and he was kicking on the ground. I didn't know if he had a broken arm or a broken leg. I couldn't see because I was over by first base when I went to the game or whatever, so it was quite a long ways away to see. But all these little kids were right with like where it happened in left field is where all these little kids like throw the balls around, and it's like a grassy area so they can play in and stuff, and that's where they get all the foul balls most of the time. That's where they hit a lot of the foul balls. So they were all like congregated right next to this outfielder and like checking it out and everything, and it was like a huge scene. And then after like 15 minutes or 10-15 minutes, the announcer says, could we maybe please move the kids back or step away from the outfielder that's on the ground. It was like, oh, yeah. Like they already did the damage. They already, seen enough. Him screaming, crazy, So I don't know what that turned out to be. It wasn't a player on the Sioux Falls Canaries. It was on the Kansas City T-Bones team. So, but that was. I don't see many injuries when it comes to baseball, but that was a pretty bad. That was a pretty bad dive for the foul ball. and to get a bad injury like that, I feel sorry for the guy. So.
Oh yeah, that sounds like maybe it could have been a broken arm, because just by the way you're describing it and how much pain he was in, that sounds like a broken arm. He probably when he dove for the ball, he probably got his arm caught underneath him or something like that on the warning track, and he probably broke his arm. That's an ugly injury right there.
I have a basic question about baseball. Okay, you can probably answer this for me. When everyone talks about the win-loss percentages, what does it mean if your team is at 500? 500 percentage, win percentage. Does that mean you're going to go to the playoffs, or does that mean you're on a good track of possibly making it to the playoffs, or what?
Well, I mean, pretty much all over 500 or under 500 means is that you have, let's say, for example, the Rockies. Well, let's see what they are right now. They are 32 and 35. That means they're 3 games under 500, which means if they were to be 35 and 35, that means they're at right at 500. And if they were 36 and 35, they're 1 game over 500. And what that pretty much all adds up to, it all, it really affects the standings. It depends on what your division looks like, because right now the Giants are 43 and 25. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it all really depends. Like I said, it all really depends. I mean, like right now they're like almost 20 games over 500. They're like 18 games over 500. That's quite a lot. They're the best team in baseball right now. And like I said, that was really significant to beat them last night, but that's a different point. But yeah, that's pretty much what over 500 or under 500 means. It does affect the standings and stuff like that. To me,
it would mean that. To me, that means more is when how many games back you are in your division. That's all I would really care about it. So is that's more of an importance, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, but that's just baseball jargon. I mean, that's every baseball fan talks like that. But yeah, that's definitely the most important is how many games back you are. I think right now the Rockies are, I think they're 4.5 games back or something like that, 3 games back, something like that. They're not too far back, but they definitely got to start getting into gear. And like I said, actually they might be more than that. I have to double check that real quick.
I want to ask you a question, too. I know the Minnesota Twins, they took on the Detroit Tigers. They were at the same win-loss record, and they had like a showdown or whatever. Have the Rockies ever had that where they had to have like a tiebreaker?
Yes, we did. We actually had to have a game 163 in 2007. It was against the Padres in the tiebreaker for the wild card, and that's when what's his name, Matt Holliday went in headfirst on the slide, and he was safe, and they won the game, and they won the wild card. That was when they did that 21 out of 22 games, insane year in 2007. They won the pennant that year, and then they went to the World Series, but then again they got swept by the Red Sox, but that sucks. But anyway, though, that was a good year. Yeah, they actually have had a tiebreaker game before.
All right. All right, well, I'm going to get into the Mile High Horseman fact of the episode. We're going to be talking about Rod Bernstein back in 1992 or 1993. His height is 6'3". He weighed 238. His college that he was a part of was Texas A&M, and this is the 7th year that he was a part of the Broncos. Rod Bernstein made the conversion from tight end to running back in his early NFL career, and it has paid off big time. He averaged 4.7 yards per carry for San Diego Chargers in 1992, and then Rod Bernstein will continue to pound the AFC West defensive units in 1993 with the Denver Broncos. He'll just have a Bronco on his helmet instead of a lightning bolt. Denver has been in search for a consistent ground gainer since the days of Floyd Little, and is confident that Bernstein will be just the person they are looking for. So that's kind of amazing, because that it took so long to have a good running back between Floyd Little and Ron Bernstein, but then we had all those good players like, of course, Terrell Davis, who had 1,000-yard season his rookie year. And, I remember Orlando Scary or Mike Anderson, those good guys like that. So now, and then we were kind of known for our running game, which is kind of amazing. So kind of interesting. That was your Mile High Horseman fact of the episode.
So yeah, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap it up from here. I want to thank Jared for being my co-host tonight.
Yep, thank you for having me on the show, like always, as co-host.
Okay, that kind of messed up a little bit.
Okay.
Let's try that again.
Okay.
So yeah, guys, it's gonna wrap it up from here. Thank you guys for. Okay, hold on, I fucked up again. Yeah. All right, let's try again. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up from here. I want to thank Jared for being my co-host tonight.
Thank you for having me on the show, like always, as co-host.
Check out our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups of Mile High Horseman. Okay, I got a little tongue-tied right there. Sorry.
Yep, that's fine. Let's do it over.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up from here. I want to thank Jared for being my co-host tonight.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, I shouldn't probably say that, should I?
Say what?
I shouldn't say, oh, thanks for being my co-host, because you always are my co-host. I'm thinking the special guest, and
that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I fucked up. Okay, let me try it again. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up from here. Oh fuck, what am I gonna say? Okay, hold on.
I should say like maybe I should say myself. I should say thanks for a great show or something like, or thanks for tuning in. That's probably the one I'd want to say. Like, thank you everyone for tuning in to the Mile High Horseman show. And then from then on.
Okay.
That sound okay?
That sounds good. All right, let me try it again. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up from here. I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Mile High Horseman show today. Check out our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Mile High Horseman. Email us at mhhshow@gmail.com to be on the show if you want to be on the show. I got a little tongue-tied again. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Okay. Let me try again. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up from here. This has been the Mile High Horseman show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Email us at mhhshow@gmail.com if you want to be on the show. Just send us an email what you want to talk about, and then also check out our Facebook group at facebook.com. Check out our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Mile High Horseman. Okay, whatever, man. I just can't do this right now. Fuck.
All right, let's see. What did we say before? We said. This is that's the show. Oh yeah, that's what I should say. Okay, how about this? I say that's the show. That's the that's the show, or that's the end of. Or I don't want to say it. This is the end of. This is the end of the show. Kind of stupid.
Sounds a little bit
stupid. Yeah. That's the end of the show. Aww. Well, that's our time, folks.
That's all, folks.
And then you can do your Porky Pig impersonation. Oh gosh.
Let's see. That's gonna wrap it up from here. Check out our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/Mile High Horseman. Email us at mhhshow@gmail.com. We'll be back next week. No.
We don't want to guarantee we're going to be out here next week. Maybe we're going to say that we're going to have some interviews possibly in the future.
Yeah.
With Brandon Perna, at least. Maybe Christina, who I haven't really heard back from. I know. You're going to have to contact her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then because she's had school like I do, so
it's
hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
so.
I'm trying to think. We'll just say maybe talk about what we might have Brandon Perna on the show from That's Good Broncos in the future.
Future. And then we have a couple other things more planned for you guys in the coming episodes in the future and stuff like that. And okay, we'll do that then. I'll talk about some of the guests we'll probably have on.
Like, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Okay.
This is or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me try this again.
And then Mile High Salute. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it's gonna wrap it up for this episode. I was gonna say video. Damn. Okay. I've still got that old habit, man. Old habits die hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try it again. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this episode. I'm gonna thank Jared for being my co-host tonight. We have a lot more stuff planned for you guys this season. We're going to have hopefully a couple of interviews with a couple people you might know. We have Brandon Perna, who might be on the show from That's Good Broncos. We're going to probably have the Mad Fanatic on and a couple other people. So, yeah, if you guys want to be on the show, just be sure to email us at mhhshow@gmail.com. Check out our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/Mile High Horsemen. We just passed 5,800 members, and like I said, that's just another thing of itself. I could talk about that all day long, but I don't want to say the same song and dance that you guys are used to hearing. But yeah, 5,800 members. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for keeping the page active. But for now, I'm Corwin.
I'm Turbo Days.
And this has been the Mile High Horseman Show. Mile High Salute. Go Broncos. Mile High Horsemen. We ride together. We die together.
We die together. We never give up. Later.
Good night, everybody.